So you've had your home inspection and you realize that you'd like to request a few repairs. Let's take a look at what that process looks like. As this buyer, you have the right to request repairs from the seller. In Michigan, as we've noted in other videos, all properties are sold as is. So the seller has no obligation to agree to the requests for any repairs. But I think the easiest way to explain all this is to just use a real world example. So you've received your home inspection report back from the inspector, you've chatted with your realtor, and there's 3 things that you'd like the seller to address. Let's say there's a broken door handle, a cracked window, and a leaky kitchen faucet. So you're gonna go ahead and request those repairs, and if you'd like, you could ask for the seller to give you a monetary credit so that you could fix those repairs instead of them fixing the repairs. Now, a note here would be that this credit would go towards your closing costs at the end of the transaction. It's not a reduction in purchase price, okay? So again, it goes towards your closing costs and it's not a reduction in purchase price. So after you get this request over to the seller, they have a few options for responses. First off, they can say, yeah, you know what, that's reasonable, we'll go ahead and fix everything for you. The other option is they can say, you know what, we're not interested in fixing anything, so we're gonna say no and decline the request. They could also come back and they say, you know, we'll fix the door handle and we'll address the leaky kitchen sink, but you're gonna be on your own for the window. The other option would be that they come back and they say, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and give you the credit, or we're gonna give you some of the credit that you've requested. So there's kind of a yes, a no, and then somewhere in between that the appropriate responses can fall. Now, the good news is the ball comes back to you and it's now in your court, and you can decide if the seller's response is acceptable to you and you'd like to move forward. In that case, you'd move right onto the appraisal process from there. Or if the response isn't and you can't come to some agreement with the seller, you would go ahead and cancel the contract. Your earnest money would be returned to you in full, and you would need to keep looking for homes. Any inspection fees that you've paid to an inspector or a vendor or anything like that, those you would not get returned to you because those vendors have performed their services. So that's really the overview of the repair request process. Hope that helps. And yeah,